about the two that got away?
Missing. Presumed dead.
They interfered in Geneva. That cannot happen again.
If they come out of hiding, I'll kill them myself.
Deus Ex Human Revolution was a great game that managed to capture what made the first game special with only a few compromises. Human Revolution's incredible visual style, compelling narrative, and, above all, freedom of choice really resonated with players looking for a more mature role-playing experience. Because of this, fans of the series were pretty excited when Deus Ex The Fall was announced last year, only to have their excitement tempered when it was revealed to be a mobile-only game. Now, just over half a year after its mobile release, Deus Ex The Fall has been ported to PC. From the beginning, it's all too clear that this is not a game originally designed for anything but a mobile device. While screenshots of The Fall do not look bad, the horrible animations and character models quickly give away that this isn't exactly a high-budget PC release. Bugs are rampant, from weird clipping issues to enemies sliding around instead of walking or running. The most irritating bug I came across was when attempting to speak to the various denizens of Panama City. Upon pressing E to speak to them, the dialogue would instantly close, making it impossible to see what they had to say. Considering the already static, dull environments, this is something that totally kills any sense of immersion. It's a shame because The Fall's premise is actually pretty good. There's a global shortage of neuropozyne, the drug that augmented humans must take to avoid augmentation rejection. Ben Saxton, an augmented mercenary, is suffering the effects of augmentation rejection. His search to find the drug leads him down a murky trail of conspiracy and corruption, in true Deus Ex fashion. The story is probably the game's strongest point, even if it is told terribly. The voice acting is generally horrible, and many of the actors just sound annoyed to be there.
That you survived.
You and me both.
You can perform a takedown by approaching an enemy and using the Q key.
In fact, the sound design in general is just awful. The voice dialogue cuts off intermittently, even mid-sentence. I was often unsure if some of the conversations weren't meant to be voiced in the first place, or if it was just another bug. Needless to say, it gets very distracting. Worst of all is when the buggy sound gets in the way of gameplay. Guns often make no noise when fired. In fact, I found that a lot of the time, the only sound playing was that of the ambient soundtrack, with the proper in-game sounds only appearing halfway through a firefight. Stealth is also made unnecessarily difficult. The unreliable footsteps and inability to judge how far away sounds are makes stealth an overly frustrating way to play. Don't expect much from taking a loud approach either. Where Human Revolution had smooth, satisfying combat, The Fall has clunky, irritating gunplay and broken melee attacks. Enemies don't so much as flinch after being shot, with barely a visual cue upon a successful hit. Even worse, a headshot seems to do exactly the same damage as hitting anywhere else in the body, making enemies feel like unresponsive bullet sponges. The melee attacks, combined with the idiotic AI, make combat trivial. While performing a melee attack, you are immune from all damage, and the attacks put enemies down instantly. Even more game-breaking is the ability to pause at any time and access an item menu. From this menu, you can purchase whatever consumable you need, be it more energy for another attack, or a health boost. These can be used instantly, with the only limit being the amount of money you currently have in your bankroll. Regardless of its budget price, Deus Ex The Fall is a bad game. Whether you look at it as a $7.99 game, a premium game, or even a free game, nothing changes the fact that it's an embarrassment to a series that otherwise has a good record. The Fall has all the components of a Deus Ex game, with the stealth, the hacking, the RPG progression, and the cyberpunk setting. Unfortunately, it's like someone took all the elements of a Deus Ex game, sucked out the fun, then clumsily stitched it back together. If you really want some more Deus Ex action after playing Human Revolution, then check out the director's cut, or even try the earlier entries in the series. Either way, avoid The Fall at all costs.